If I'm not in love with the male main character, why is he here? What is his purpose? Something about the cover, something just about the energy, the title, it gives summertime. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rochelle. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, I love that for you. Today we're going to be talking about my May TBR, and not May TBR, my May wrap up. So we're going to be talking about my May wrap up, but not only my May wrap up, my June TBR too. So May was a good reading month. We read a total of 5 books. And I had like a few books that I was pleasantly surprised by. It was actually really amazing. And my June TBR, we're going to call it my delusional TBR because that's what we do. Because chances are I'm not going to read every single one of those books. But in my head, I'm going to act as if I will. But yeah, my June TBR is looking just right. So I'm excited to talk about that too. And I know you see this random dresser in the background. Mind your business. We don't need to talk about it, but I'm gonna tell you about it. It's gonna go in my closet, but I have to reorganize my closet to get it in there, and I'm kind of lazy. So right now, I'm just gonna send them to my room, and we're gonna vibe out and have a good time. It's part of this video now. Let's enjoy it. But before we get into this video, I swear this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I want to hurry up and get into talking about the books because I'm excited. But we have hit 1,000 subscribers. That is insane. And when I tell you I am beyond grateful for you guys, that's amazing. Like, thank you. Like, every person who has subscribed, every person who has watched one of my videos, any person who has commented and liked, thank you so much. Like, honestly, you didn't even understand how amazing that feels. Like, when I started this page, I wasn't even sure that I would get like 10 subscribers. So to see that we're now at 1,000 is absolutely amazing. And I'm just gonna keep trying to make entertaining content for you guys because you guys are showing out for me, so I'm gonna try and show out for you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first book I read this month is Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. And the main reason I read this book is because I wanted to read just for the summer at the end of the month, and this was the only Abby Jimenez book that I hadn't read yet, except for The Friend Zone, but I don't plan on reading that one. I don't really care for the plot of it. But yeah, other than that, I have read every single Abby Jimenez book. So if you haven't guessed it, she's an autobiography author for me. Okay, so this book follows Vanessa, who is a travel vlogger, and she is like big time. She has like over 1 million subscribers. And you know, obviously she likes going out and doing adventures, but then her sister ends up dropping a baby at her doorstep saying, "Here you go. Watch my baby." So now obviously Vanessa can't travel as much as she used to, so now she's stuck at home. And since she's at home more, she meets her neighbor Adrian, who they describe as a hot lawyer. Adrian was so cute. I honestly loved his personality. He was just like so cuddly. So now her and Adrian are getting closer, and if you've ever read an Abby Jimenez book, you know there's always going to be a problem, but it's not like the problems in other romances where it's like something dumb that can be easily solved if you just talk to each other. In Abby Jimenez books, she makes real problems that can actually break a couple up, and it always gets me so excited because I'm like, how is she gonna make this work? How is she gonna finish the story out where they get their happily ever after? Or will they get their happily ever after? Throughout the book, you're literally seeing Vanessa and Adrian get closer, and then you see how they become like surrogate parents for the baby. It's so cute. Honestly, I loved it so much. If you're looking for like a cute, fun romance, I'm not gonna say it's easy because they do talk about certain things that may be trigger for people, so look up trigger warnings if you need to. But yeah, I honestly love this. I ended up giving it 4.5, and yeah, Abby Jimenez, an autobiography author, she never steers me wrong. Not even gonna lie to you, I solely read this book because I watched Challengers, and I came home and was like, I want to read a book about tennis. Do I have any books about tennis? And I did. You know what book I'm talking about? Carrie Soto is back. Now, if you have followed me for a while on TikTok, you know that I have a love-hate relationship with Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, I didn't care for The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. One True Loves was okay. Malibu Rising was okay. Daisy Jones and the Six is one of my favorite books of all time. But it's like an up-down with her. So I don't know what I was expecting from this book. I was expecting maybe it to just be like 3 stars, honestly. I ended up loving this book. So this book follows Carrie Soto, who is a retired tennis player, and she's not just a regular player. She's like the greatest. She has the most Grand Slam titles ever. So she's 37 now, in retirement, and someone's about to break her record. And she says she worked too dang on hard to let that happen. So she comes out of retirement, starts training to reclaim her record. You know, I really just thought this would be a simple cut and paste story of, oh, you know, she was working hard, she wants her title back, whoop-de-doo. No. Carrie is such a complex character. I lie to you not. From the beginning of the book, I was like, I like Carrie. Then towards the middle, I was like, I don't like Carrie. And then towards the end, I was in love with Carrie as a person. Like, I kept like teeter-tottering between if I even wanted her to break her record or if I just wanted the other girl to win. Because there is moments when Carrie's personality is so harsh, you're just like, what's wrong with you? But then, because you saw her backstory, you understand why she's like that and why she's such like, I deserve this. No one's gonna tell me I don't deserve this. Okay, one of my favorite quotes out of this whole book, like I underlined it and everything. It says, do you have any idea how hard it is to give everything you have to something and still not be able to grasp it, to fail to reach the top? And it's moments like that that I like Carrie. I'm like, okay, because you get her backstory, you get to see how hard she worked to become a great tennis player. Then when you see quotes like that, you're like, yes, I want you to win. I want you to reclaim the title. You want that for her. But then there's moments where she says like really harsh stuff and she has no sportsmanship. And it's just like, you're not really that great of a person. And then you also see the audience, they feel that way too. They're like, yes, you're great, but you're like sort of a douchebag. So I don't know. She was such a complex character, but I really ended up loving her. I think also because she was a perfectionist, that also added so much to her character because you saw her trying so hard to be great at every single thing, at every single match. And that's impossible. You can't always be 100%. And there was literally a part, this isn't a spoiler, but there was literally a part where she was thinking in her head, she was like, her body is asking her, please, is this enough? Let this be enough. But yeah, this book had the perfect ending because like I said, sometimes I wanted her to win, sometimes I wanted the other girl to win because sometimes Carrie's personality threw me off and other times I loved her. But this was the perfect ending. It was perfect, absolutely amazing. Now, I gave this book a 4.8 out of 5 and I know you're probably like, girl, oh, there's a giant bee right outside my window. I gave it a 4.8 out of 5 and you're probably like, girl, how much you're talking about it, I would have thought it'd be 5 stars. I don't know why, it was just missing something. It just clicks. You get it, that feeling in your heart when something is 5 stars. I didn't get that feeling, but I honestly and truly love the book so much. And then I read Giovanni's Room. I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat, I DNF. And that honestly broke my heart. Now let me just say this, as readers, I feel like we have to accept when we don't like a book and not make ourselves not guilt trip ourselves into finishing the book. And I had a really hard time doing that because I know James Baldwin is such like an iconic author. Like his writing is so amazing. Like people literally read his books in school because it's like that great, you need to dissect it. And I just didn't fall in love with it. And that made me feel like trash. But I had to say, you know what, I'm not going to force myself to read a book that I'm not vibing with because it's going to put me in a slump. So I'm just going to walk away from it. It's not bad at all. It was just, I wasn't engrossed in the story. And I feel like by 30%, I should be engrossed in the story, especially how short it is. I should have been like, oh, what's going to happen? I wasn't feeling it. But I still want to read his book If Beale Street Can Talk because that's a movie. So I want to read the book and then watch the movie, or maybe just watch the freaking movie. I don't know. But yeah, I DNF this one, unfortunately. And then I read The Paradise Problem. And when I tell you I was pleasantly surprised on how good this book was, I was not expecting it. Now, I'm not saying that Christina Lauren, they're bad authors, not at all. But to me, their books are usually just buffer books. It's nothing that I'm expecting something great out of, something that I'll really remember out of. But this book gave me everything that I needed. This book was the perfect way to start summer, even though the time me filming this, summer technically hasn't started yet, but it's getting warm. But this is the perfect summer book, okay? So this book follows Anna and Liam, who got married in college, not because they love each other, not even because they know each other, but because they both needed affordable housing. That's it. So Anna, 4 years later, Anna's thinking, oh, her and Liam are already divorced. She thought once he moved out, papers were signed, sealed, delivered, you're out of my life. But no, that wasn't the case. They're actually still married. Liam knew, but she didn't actually read the contract, so she didn't know. But yeah, so Liam comes knocking at her door and say, hey, I kind of need you to come with me to my sister's wedding on a private island because my family thinks we're still married and I need us to still be married for a few more months or else I won't get my inheritance. And you're probably like, wait, he has an inheritance. His sister's wedding's on a private island. Why did he need affordable housing? They explain it in the book. I don't want to explain it because I feel like that's a bit of a spoiler. But yeah, they explain it and it actually makes sense. So yeah, she ends up having to go with him to this wedding on a private island. And his family's like, you know, they're like the cliche rich people, stuck up, you know, just don't care about other people, treat people like trash and all that. And Anna's not like that. She is a social butterfly. She's just happy. She's eccentric. Like, she's like that. Obviously, her and the family are really connecting, but at the end of the day, Liam needs this to work because if they're not married for 5 years, it's gonna be a huge problem with his inheritance. But when I tell you, like, the moments you see with them on the island, it is so cute. I wasn't expecting the romance to actually be something that I was crazy about, but no, there are little moments on the island. You see them falling for each other, and it's so insane. You get to see them falling for each other while pretending to be married in front of his whole family, and it just felt so authentic. Now, I gave it 4.8 because I didn't get that 5-star feeling in my gut. I don't know why, I just didn't get it. But no, I absolutely love this book, and I think this is a perfect book to start your summer off with. And then lastly, I read A Dawn of Onyx. Now, I'm actually glad I read this book, not because it was 5 stars, just because it's been on my TBR for way too long. It's actually weird. Like, this book, when I read the physical copy, because I was alternating between physical and audio, you know, just to get through it. When I read the physical book, I was like, okay, this could be 4 stars. When I listened to it on audio, I did not like it at all. So it was really weird. I don't know why that was happening, but it was just really weird. So then I just stopped listening to the audio and just kept to the physical book because that was insane. Don't know why that happened, but whatever. So this book follows Arwen, who is taken prisoner by the Onyx Kingdom to pay for her brother's debt. And that's all I can tell you without spoiling it. Literally, that is all I can tell you, because from there, I feel like the plot completely changed. And that was one of my problems with this book. There was no clear plot. There was so much where it was like I know in romanticies, there's usually a lot going on. But in this one, it just felt like, what am I supposed to expect at the end? I didn't know. I was a bit confused. But yeah, I just wasn't vibing with it. There was actually a lot that I wasn't vibing with. But I think the thing that just made me not care for this book, like the icing on the cake, was the male main character. If I'm reading a romantasy, I'm expecting to fall in love. If I'm not in love with the male main character, why is he here? What is his purpose? I don't know, he just felt so cliche. Like, he was a mixture of every morally great character in a romantasy book or just plain fantasy book that I've ever read. And you're probably like, well, isn't that a good thing? Usually that's great. No, he had no real personality. There was nothing clear about his personality. Like, some moments it was like, I see his personality. Other moments it was like, who is this? Is this even the same person? I'm confused. So I don't know. I think this whole book, the whole book and the characters itself, they just had no clear direction. I ended up giving it 3 stars because, like I said, there was moments when I did enjoy it. But if you're actually looking for like romantasy with a strong plot and strong character development, you're not gonna get that from this book. This is more of just a vibe out book. And at the time, I wasn't looking for a vibe out book, so it was just okay to me. That's all I can say. And now onto my delusional TBR. And I lie to you not, the delusional TBRs are my favorite part of filming these videos. First up, I'm gonna start with this heavy hitter. You see that? Look at that. And I have the OG cover. I hate that for me. Honestly. And I hate how small the print is. That's the main reason I have not read this book. It's not because of how long it is. The longest book I've ever read is over 1,000 pages. That's not a problem for me. The problem is the print. I have astigmatism. How am I supposed to see that? It just irritates me. It's just something in my brain. But anyways, I finally went to read Binding 13 because I don't know why, but this just gives summer. I'm pretty sure this takes place during the school year, which would be like fall to spring, but I don't care. Something about the cover, something just about the energy, the title, it gives summertime. And I really want to catch up because, like, isn't this series already on like book 6 or something? So I want to catch up and get into it because everyone seems to love it. And I want to love it too. So I am finally going to read Binding 13. I actually don't know what it's about, but people just say like it's a lot of trauma in it. Oh, they play rugby? Rugby. Okay, so from reading the back, it seems like the main guy, Johnny, he's like the popular guy at Tallman College and played by hidden injury and desperate to impress the scouts walking. Okay, so he's like the main guy because he plays rugby. He's like, I don't know rugby positions, so I'm gonna say he's like the quarterback because we all know football positions. I probably only know 2. Let me not brag. But yeah, let's just say he's like the quarterback, Mr. Popular at the school, but he's trying to hide an injury and he's trying to impress the scouts that are watching him. So yeah, he's put on a high pedestal and he has no room to make mistakes. That's literally what it said. He's put on a pedestal, no room to make mistakes. Okay, so he's under a lot of pressure. And it says that Shannon, the main girl, she is bullied and tortured, and she arrives at Tallman College midway through the school year, praying for a fresh start and desperate to shake off the demons that plague her. Not the demons. Not the demons. I rebuke it. It says, friendship, first love, rising fame, horrifying secrets, and pain all fused together in Binding 13. Okay, that back really made me want to read it. Should this be? Okay, well, this is not going to be the first book I read the month, because the next book I'm about to talk about is actually what I'm currently reading for the month, so whatever. But no, that seems cute. Well, I'm not going to say it seems cute and fun, but it seems like, could this be a 5-star read on our hands? And for the book I'm reading right now, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, I'm like 100 pages in, which isn't that far because this book is like 400 pages. But so far, it's cute. So far, it's fun. And like I said before, Abby Jimenez has become an auto-buy author. So this book follows Emma and Justin, and both of them have this curse where it's like as soon as they break up with someone, that person finds their soulmate. So they end up thinking, hey, why don't we just date so then when we break up, we find our soulmates. And they have like personal problems going on in their life. I haven't really got to that part of the story, but it says like Emma's toxic mother. I've gotten to that part of it, and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings. I've gotten into like the surface level of that, but yeah, it seems like they're gonna have to be dealing with a lot of personal problems while trying to, because they already have chemistry. Like when they meet, it's like instant chemistry. Like not insta love, no, not insta love, but it's like you can feel their banter and stuff. Like you can feel the chemistry building. So I'm assuming they're basically going to be trying to figure out how to balance their relationship while also balancing their personal problems. And like I said before, Abby Jimenez, she creates real problems. So I already see like the problems building and it's gonna tear them apart, but then they're gonna be like, wait, but I love you, I need you. Like, I'm just excited for that part. But I've seen people actually cry to this book, which is surprising because Abby Jimenez, like she does dive into deep topics and romances, but I've never cried to it. So I'm a bit interested to see if this makes me cry. I don't know, should I do this in a read vlog? I don't know, let's vibe out. And then I'm gonna read Queenie. And if you have seen any of my TikTok videos, any of my YouTube videos, you know that this is one of my all-time favorite books. So why am I rereading it? Because I don't reread books, ever. But this is gonna be the first book that I reread because I need to, in my soul, in my spirit, I need to experience Queenie again. And plus the show comes out June 7th, which is actually today. I'm filming this on June 7th. So yeah, it comes out today, but I don't want to watch the show until I reread this book. Will I still love it? That's what I'm scared of. I think maybe that's why I don't reread books, because I'm scared if I reread it and I don't love it as much as I did the first time, it's going to break my heart. I don't know, but we're going to reread Queenie. And then I want to read Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. First of all, Love by Design, I was pleasantly surprised because I think I read like one Lauren Asher book before that and I wasn't crazy about it. It was just okay. Love by Design though? Julian, if you haven't read that book, read that book, please. Love Unwritten, it's not out yet. At the time me filming this, it's not out, but by the time you see this, it'll probably already be out. But yeah, this book is about Rafi, I think that's how you say his name, from the first book. And he is a single dad and he has a nanny who obviously he's crushing on. And his son is like not really social. He doesn't really like talk to other people, but he loves the nanny. And then they're going to go on summer vacation together. I lie to you not, there's literally a video on my TikTok where I talk about, you remember when everyone was doing that trend, like really specific tropes that you love? Mine was a single dad who falls in love with someone, but they don't want to be in love with them, but then their kid loves them, so they have to be around them. Literally what this book is about. I'm going to lose my mind. If this is as good as the first one with this trope, automatic 5 stars. It has to be 5 stars. If this isn't 5 stars, I'm probably gonna break down in tears and throw myself out a window, because why would it not be 5 stars? I feel like I need to save this as the last book I read for the month, because if this doesn't turn out well, I'm gonna be heartbroken. But I have a gut feeling I'm gonna love it. And I'm really excited to dive back in with these characters. I'm really excited to see him fall in love, because in the first book, he was so like stoic. And it was just sad to see like everyone wanted better for him. So yeah, I'm really excited. And it's on the TBR. And then I'm going to read The Mothers by Britt Bennett. Britt Bennett is the author of The Vanishing Half, one of my all-time favorite books. And like I said, I'm trying to get more into just like general fiction books instead of just always reading romance. So I think that this is a good way to branch out since I already know her writing. Pretty sure I'm gonna like it. But this book follows 2 teenagers. I don't actually remember too much what it's about, but I know one of the teenagers gets pregnant and you see how her life pans out since she was a teen mom, and then you see how her friend's life pans out since she wasn't a teen mom. It's something like that. Yeah, it said, what if they had chosen differently? The possibilities of the road not taken are a relentless hunt. So yeah, it's basically like talking about the life you could have had if you chose different decisions. So I feel like that's going to be a fun book to dive into. I feel like that's like the way Britt Bennett writes. I know she's going to talk about these topics in such a way that's going to just make me think, make me just evaluate my life, and just, I don't know, it's going to break my heart. But then I know she's going to put it back together. So I'm excited. The Mothers. Well, that is everything I read for the month of May, and those are some of the books I hope to read for June. If everything goes according to plan, I may read more than these books. Let's see if I can even get through these books. But yeah, tell me what your favorite books of May were. Tell me some books that's on your June TBR, because honestly, I need some recommendations. And tell me if you want to read any of the books that I talked about, because I will be so happy if I influence you to read at least one of these books. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.